Hello, everybody, and welcome to our next openQRM Enterprise webinar, Get Your Data Center into the Cloud and Become an IT Service Delivery Center. I'm Candide Picono, CEO of openQRM Enterprise, and for the technical part today is with me Matt Reschenburg, our Senior Technical Advisor and founder of openQRM Enterprise. Our agenda for today. First off, we're going to have a look at the current IT situation in many companies on the verge of digitalization. Next level IT goal is the second part. This part is where these companies should move towards. Automate data center services in the cloud for your customers, for your employees, automate system administration, get going with the self-service infrastructure as a service cloud, and the main part is stay flexible with your cloud and your data center, not just for the next 1 or 2 years, but look beyond that. It's important not to get any vendor lock. So without any further ado, I'm going to hand over to Matt Reschenburg to take you through the technical part. Thank you.
Hello, this is Matt Reschenburg. So the current IT situation in many companies is that there are many different technologies being used and loosely coupled and more or less isolated. So there are several departments which are responsible for each aspect of system provisioning, like installing the operating system, placement in the data center, starting with delivery in order, of course, order and delivery. When we go further down, it's security management, updates, documentation, of course, and further administration tasks for getting the system ready into the business workflow for certain projects. So there's often like a bunch of loosely coupled tools being used and several different technologies, and this results in larger workflow chains for each system deployment. So the bad thing about this is the larger the companies are getting, the longer the workflow chains will be, so which definitely decreases efficiency. We've seen also like a couple of other results of this long-running workflows to get a system into a project or into production.
Also, what tends to happen in larger companies is that a shadow IT starts growing. Shadow IT means that users will tend to get their own systems if they have to wait for long for services. This can be several days, weeks, or even months, as we've heard, for deployment, especially bare metal. Now, the users get their own system and can continue with their work. Problem is, of course, that these systems don't officially exist anywhere. Sysadmins don't know about them. They're not integrated into the general IT.
The next IT level goals is to have lots of automation and integrated tools within a single workflow. That means that the whole IT business process covers all aspects of deployment, management, and services around the infrastructure for system and server deployment. That means there is a great need for tight integrated tools which are completely focused on automation. That means hooking into each other for making a single workflow possible. This, of course, speeds up the whole workflow chain and increases efficiency and makes the whole workflow for infrastructure as a service scalable. So what we're talking about for next level IT goals is a complete self-service for all aspects of system provisioning, which is called like infrastructure as a service or private cloud. So transforming the URT with openQRM is where we can help you, because we have exactly seen this or foreseen this situation of the loosely coupled tools, which is going on since some. We have therefore integrated over 50 common data center system administration tools into a single data center management console, which focuses on system provisioning and full automation of services around IT. Our main goal is to give you options instead of one-way roads. So that means you can choose the technologies you like, you prefer, and enable modules in openQRM which completely cover the aspects of this specific task in the system administration workflow chain, and it will become a part of the single workflow chain then, which means you can completely automate it. One more thing about to say is that we are not only limited to virtual machine provisioning. That means we of course have several different virtualization types which you can choose from, like starting with VMware ESX or VMware vSphere, which we just made a new integration with. KVM, we have Xen, we have Citrix Xen server integration, down to containerized virtualization technologies supported by openQRM, which is OpenVZ, LXC, and Docker. Last but not least, we also make no difference for this workflow automation with bare metal system. That means bringing out the server or the virtualization host for providing resources, additional virtualization resources for your data center is also like the fully automated way to do it with openQRM in the same way as any kind of virtualization or virtual machine provisioning. So with openQRM, you can really transform your IT according to the next level IT goals we have just said before. And this means we are focused on 100% automation of every part, every task inside your workflow chain. Of course, this is very specific according to the company structure, the different departments which needs to be involved, the technologies you are using. But with openQRM, you can basically just select what you know and what you prefer for your environment and have this a complete automated workflow chain for your infrastructure as a service provision. So another good thing about the flexibility and great bandwidth of options given by openQRM is that this results in a no locking situation where you are bound to a specific vendor for virtualization, storage, or even monitoring or cloud. So with openQRM, we see all as our partners and resource providers. So we have made lots of different integrations to make this very transparent. Also, if you like to move from one visualization provider to another, this is very easy with openQRM. I will now give you a short introduction of how we are actually doing this technical-wise. And this is now the architecture diagram of the openQRM enterprise infrastructure, which basically consists of two parts. The first, what's seen here is the system administration part. And as an example, we have made different abstraction layers for storage, monitoring, configuration management, and also for resources, which is virtualization types, which makes the whole process of this specific aspect of data center provisioning completely transparent. Even if you're using different technologies, the workflow will just stay the same. The openQRM server itself consists of a management console where, with all kinds of different menu actions for the aspects integrated into your data center, which of course includes all the things like deployment, provisioning, remote administration, and a very important thing is high availability. If you're looking at like pure cloud products, most of those projects are not really focusing on high availability because they are focusing on scalability, and high availability more or less is not really part of their model. In opposite to openQRM, where we make high availability a part of our infrastructure system and openQRM enterprise model. So for all aspects of your provisioning in openQRM, you always have the option to just have a checkbox marked, and which keeps your system high availability, since openQRM knows how it was deployed and where the data is. So basically, this is the backend architecture of openQRM. There are different abstraction layers, which makes the whole technology aspect, like the different technologies, transparent and easy to like also exchange from one technology to another. So you are not bound to a specific aspect, but all aspects can be also covered by the not so focused specialist because it's abstracted and made an easy way. Okay, so we are now going to have a short live demonstration of the system administration backend, which is the one part of openQRM, which covers all aspects of server provisioning administration. And later on, I'm going to show you the self-service part of openQRM, which means the private cloud part, where all your administration tasks can be automated and created as a cloud product, so you can actually sell your services easily. I will now switch on to the openQRM backend we're using here for demonstration. This is the dashboard for openQRM, and it shows you all, it gives you a brief overview about what's actually happening right now in your data center. And there are events listed there. You get an overview of what technologies are actually being used and how many, which are used most and which are used less. Sorry. And okay, so the whole server provisioning is based on a server model, which makes it very easy to create new systems in openQRM. And so we can see here there are several systems running already. And with openQRM, you can now cover all aspects of this provisioning. Like, for example, you can edit the system and check, for example, the network configuration, the bridge configuration, and add network bridges for virtualization hosts, and so on. It also covers like real-time actions, like going over statistics. You can exactly see what's going on in the system within a specific time. And so the whole functionality of each modules enabled in your openQRM data center are completely transparently integrated into the UI. So there are lots of different functionalities, like logging into the system via a web browser, and like also configuring application is very easy. Let's go to this one. So adjusting or enabling specific application stacks in your server provisioning and administration is very, very easy. It's just a matter of a checkbox here. Okay. Based onto this server provisioning, we hook in the different technologies integrated in openQRM via the plugin manager. So to get a new technology running, or to enable a new functionality in openQRM, it's just a matter of installing a new plugin and enabling this in your data center. So this is the Android support for running the Android operating system in virtual machines in openQRM. We've especially looked into that for also private cloud deployment, since for all app developers, it's a very nice thing. They just can like order a few Android systems to test their applications in a private cloud. This is basically an overview about the back end. We've also seen, also talked about the high availability configuration. It's if we enable the high availability, then making a system high available is a matter of just enabling it via a single mouse click. So this VLAN test will now be high available when we started it. You can also set a timeout there, but this is more into the details. As we've seen, we have also like different types of virtualization in this environment. We have enabled KVM, ESX, VMware ESX, and also VMware vSphere as virtual machine and resource providers. And the whole server deployment is made via openQRM in a very transparent way then. So you get a single management console for all aspects of your data center. And as we see in the next part of the live demonstration, all these aspects become cloud products and can be directly ordered and accessed by the end users via the private cloud portal in openQRM. But coming back to the presentation, here we go. We are now showing you how you can transform your IT with openQRM. Based on the live demonstration I've showed you from the openQRM administration backend, we can now transform the whole deployment procedure for a specific server type or a system deployment, a virtual machine deployment, into a cloud product and offer it as a self-service. So this includes any kind of deployment in openQRM, including bare metal provisioning in several ways, like auto installation or hard disk cloning, or even complete network attached storage booting, all the multiple ways of deployment provisioning are fully supported into the openQRM cloud. That means you can have the self-service for systems in your data center, not only for like cooperated departments and end users, but also have the self-service for your system administrators, where, for example, administrator group, cloud user group can automatically request and deploy new virtualization hosts in a specific data center environment. So the whole procedures of openQRM are focusing on 100% automation. This is also for the different out installation tools and virtual machine image formats which are supported by openQRM. And you can see in the bottom of the screen, there are several technologies which we have already successfully integrated into openQRM and given added value to all those technologies by combining them into a single workflow. What we have looked at are robust standard data center utilities, like their common open source and also commercial technologies, which are commonly used in all kinds of different data centers, but of course in different combinations. And we have integrated all the mainstream and also like several custom and specific technologies to make you able to select what you like and select what you prefer for your data center infrastructure. This means you're also not locked to specific cloud vendors, but we are looking at them as partners, and we're trying to seamlessly integrate them into the openQRM framework as soon as some new technology pops up. Again, all the features what I've just told you are not only for virtual machine deployment, but the same available for bare metal provision. Going deeper, there are also several tasks which are hard to automate in a specific way, like for example, networking. We have made networking also completely transparent and productizable for cloud end users, including VLAN support and configurable IP pools. So, for example, you can also map your company infrastructure topology into your openQRM cloud with these features. By also have a resource mapping. That means you can have certain resource pools which are only for certain groups of developers, and others are only used by certain groups, certain users by the QA department. So they even use the same cloud, but they don't affect each other. We have also like a network features similar to EC2 and OpenStack. It's called CloudNet. So if you prefer network address translation, you can also switch the configurable IP pools to be netted very easily. On top of that, we also have directly integrated billing system, a cloud billing system. So for every product you create in openQRM, you can also set a specific price in a generic currency, which you can map to any other currency value you would like to have, like to US dollar, to euro, and use this for external or internal cost allocation. This is also provided via an API. We have successful customers which are successfully using this to directly map this or interface this with their existing billing system to write out the charging. There are lots of different sub-features underneath the specific technologies which enables you to automate any part of your IT service infrastructure. Plus, you have the great advantage, it's proven technology made in Germany. While we're looking into the cloud front and where the next part of the live demo will be about, we have made the cloud user its own administrator, so he can or she can resize its own servers, can manage all the different actions which you enabled via the openQRM modules, also in the openQRM cloud. The resource pool mapping I just described in the slide before, so you can map your departments to specific hardware to create virtual machines on, for example. There's also auto-scaling. If you start up with a private cloud, not all your virtualization hosts may be reached out to the max. So we can simply enable power saving mode for them. They will be shut it down and automatically turn on when they are needed and when it makes sense to power them on. There's a usual quota system for handling resource and permission limits of the cloud users. So you can basically set global limits for all users, and for even for specific users or user groups, you can limit their resource consumption into your data center. As I said, not only the billing system, but the whole cloud functionality is exposed via SOAP API to be able to integrate into your own websites, into your own service websites, if you like. And this makes it also easy to hook up the whole openQRM automated workflow into another workflow of your choice, into your business processes. There's some other features like isolated private networking with automated IP allocation. I just described it in the slide before. We've also made application deployment productorizable. You can offer configuration, application configuration, pre-configuration deployment as cloud products, and this will be then executed via Puppet or Ansible and soon Chef. Now we come to the second part of the live demo. This is the end user cloud portal, the front end, and we'll switch now over to the browser again. This is the welcome screen of the openQRM Cloud. This is, of course, made templatable and fully brandable. So if you would like to have your logo here inside your private cloud environment, this is made for that. We have an automatic registering procedure if you like. You also can have just certain of your cooperated users being able to access this, but you can also make the user register themselves and activate their account with a token which is sent by mail then. And with that, they can then log into the openQRM Cloud front end. This is similar to like a permission overview. It may look similar for you, like you may use from OpenStack. This is the permission overview. So currently we have nothing running yet. So we have a lot of space inside our private cloud environment, and easily can create a new instance from certain types via this front end. And this covers also like the different aspects of IP address pooling. So we have access to a private IP pool, and this can be attached to like different network cards if we like one more here. We can also pre-select the application configuration. So if we would like to have this Docker container host, we just would enable this. And I also would like to have a web server on it, and it should be also high available. There's certain aspects you can configure. The base configuration also offers different virtualization types if you have enabled this in openQRM. So for example, we could also switch as an end user. We could switch from KVM virtual machine to vSphere one, which you can set higher in the pricing or lower in the pricing as you like. And this will be also calculated automatically in an online price calculator. So this machine actually would cost me in this basic example configuration like $15 $62. And let's cover this. And it should have a name like my name VM whatever 01. There's also like the option to give extra parameters the end user can use to have its own configuration management based on key value pairs added here. And if we would like to have like a few 10 or hundreds of this service, then it makes sense to save this as a profile. So this whole configuration can be like then provisioned with a single mouse click then. And if we request it, the whole procedure will start, and we have an automatic system provision now. You see there's already one running. Cool. Switching now back to the demonstration again, and I would like to thank you very much for your attention. Many thanks and have a nice day. Bye-bye.